scout and one demo and one medic here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's exactly all we have, which
Yeah.
that's fun. So I'm gonna go over like, let's see. I'm gonna try and go over a little bit of everything. So we have our flank scout here. So let me give you a general idea like how to play flank scout. So I'll just go kind of go down the line. So in Sunshine, flank scout, like, you just walk to mid, and you would traditionally come to the mid. So like I would say I'm gonna work on mids for the first part. Sorry, it's I don't want to overwhelm either one of us. So at the mid as a flank scout, you usually play on this top left area, right?
Yeah.
And your kind of goal is going to be to hold this high ground.
Yeah.
So the whole thing with, like, you have 6 players on your team. So the goal is you kind of have people set up to support each other
Yeah.
and to cover certain areas, which is why you have a flank and a combo, right? Do you guys know what that is, like the flank and the combo?
Yeah, for the most
A
part, I
scout
think.
and
Oh,
a
yeah, I get it.
Pocket Scout is with the medic, and that's a combo, basically.
All right, so I'll explain. So the combo is you have the pocket soldier, the pocket scout, the demo man, and the medic. So that is like a kind of a group of 4 people that is plays fairly close to each other most of the time. And they play off of each other a lot. Like, especially, like, I mean, everybody in that combo plays each other a lot. Like, you obviously want your medic to be playing with people all the time because that's all the class does, right?
Yeah.
So, and in my, like, the demo kind of needs to be looked at the same way. You really, as a demo, you really want to have like at least a scout, really, like a scout and a demo. I mean, a scout and a soldier preferably playing like pretty closely together with you to support you and play off your damage. And for the flank, you have one scout, one soldier, because
All right.
that's the roamer and the flank scout. So
Got it.
say for a mid like this, you're going to Snakewater, right?
Mhm.
A really good standard way to set it up might be you have a scout right here, maybe your roamer play like around here or something, spamming this and ready to jump onto that high ground, right?
Mhm.
That's one way you could play it. And then you could have your pocket scout play here, your demo play around here, maybe walking forward or over here, getting, however you want to do it, and then a medic around here. Traditionally, I would say probably have a demo around here, your medic play around here or right here, that kind of stuff. Just you see how like that seems like, hey, this scout here can deny people on the high ground if you need to. You can jump on that, kind of just ready to do a bunch of stuff, right? Like you
Yes.
guys are just in good positions where you're not all taking the same damage. And say like, you know, I don't know, a soldier decides to jump on you guys or something. You got a scout right here, and then a soldier. Sorry, I didn't talk about the pocket soldier. Say you have your pocket soldier, I don't know, over here or something. You have plenty of players ready to deal with kind of any attack. So that's just a good example of how you might play this mid as a team, right?
Yes.
Kind of just helping to define roles. Um, I think I jumped ahead of myself a little bit with this, but I'm gonna take a step back and say, like, overall, like, I'm gonna go down and define the roles. Since we have our flank scout here, our pocket soldier, our demo, and our medic, I was trying to define you guys' roles. So, um, I kind of just did that for the mid here, but in general, like, so as a flank member, so our flank scout's here, right? Um,
Yeah.
your role is, so say like, do you guys know the callouts on this map?
Um. Not really. I don't.
Not really.
All right. I'll go through the callouts. So
Well, I know Saw and like Kitchen and stuff
yeah,
like
I'll
that.
just go through. I'm just gonna say it all for everybody.
Yeah.
So this is Shaq. Um, I mean, I tend to just call this kind of top right, top left, depending on which side of the mid you're on. So for a point of reference, I'm on a red team. I'm about to say it from the red side. So this is Shaq. Top right, top left. If you want to say logs, you can. I don't really tend to call that one out. Point. This area in here is called kitchen because of the kitchen stuff. I have really low res, but this is kitchen.
All right.
That's so if this was red team, like that would be you would say this is our kitchen, this is their kitchen.
Okay.
Um, this area back here, this is called saw. It's got the saws. This is the saw. I thought there was more than that. I think one might be gone because of my config, but
Hmm.
that's saw. This right here is lower. Again in here is kitchen. Um, Out here, all the grass, yard. This is also right under here is called lower as well.
Okay.
I also call this lower, but it kind of makes sense when you're talking. Like as a point of reference. And here, this is lobby. Like all of this. This is
Okay.
bats. I would just say all that's bats. In here, this whole area, like enclosed area, is cheese. There's usually a rat hole here. I'm not sure if it's my config or what. I played a really basic one. Pipe,
Oh.
all that kind of stuff. Logs. Most of it's self-explanatory. I think I've gotten most of it. Um, it's one last area. This area in here is called drop down, just because
Okay.
you can drop down. And for last, there's not really too many other calls besides like last, and some people call this, shed or tower, whatever you want.
Okay.
Okay, so to get back, I'm gonna define the role of flank scout. So, say like a general thing is your combo. So you remember those four members you have, right? They not always, but just for this point, we'll say, oh, your combo is playing in Saw, right? So you would have all four of your combo members here, and you don't like for now. I would say don't really like plan on rotating your combo members too much. If you're gonna rotate anybody to go from the flank to the combo, probably do your pocket soldier. Okay. But for now, you would have like your pocket soldier standing here. Like say even like both teams have Uber, so your pocket soldier would be standing here, demos here, and you're holding saw right, like they're ready to push in. So that's an example of what your combo might be doing. Then as a flank scout, it's your responsibility to watch the flank. So so since they're in saw, the flank is lower, right?
Yeah.
And then if your combo decides, oh, I want to push lower, then you rotate and you watch saw. That's just so nobody can get in behind, right?
Yeah.
So that's just kind of your job uh, as a flank.
Rage had to go.
That was our demo, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So those are the two. The That's kind of your job as a flank. Just minimize is like as a flank scout, you watch the flank. You cap all the points as well. So
Okay.
in almost every scenario, you are going to be the guy that is capping the point. So when you guys win mid, you can have your scout stand on the point, and everyone else can walk forward. Um,
Oh,
it's depending on like denying spawners is when you want to stand on the point. That's like a little advanced, but in general, you usually don't want to have a bunch of people on the point and just leave your flank scout, unless say they lost a bunch of players, especially like their medic and their demo. You don't want to allow those players to get back up. So if that's the case, you can have like your whole team stand on the point, and so now when you go into push into the next point, those guys aren't up.
yeah.
All right, so that's flank scout. Who's the new guy who joined time? What does he play?
You soldier.
Okay, cool. All right. I'm assuming he's roamer then. So you kind of just as a roamer, you help watch the flank. You're probably you're kind of the space creator on the team. So say like if your team wants to go in, you can do a little bomb or kind of distract to help it be easier for the rest of your team to get in. So like if your team wants to get in through lower or something, maybe you come in through saw, or I forgot to mention this call catwalk right here. You can come in through catwalk and maybe like do a little jump. I can go soldier, but and do a jump to either distract or maybe land on somebody who could be spamming them. Um, so that kind of defines the flank. A pocket soldier. I think I'll start with next. As a pocket soldier, just you guys need to play together. You need to play kind of closer to the combo. You're gonna be getting a lot more heals. So in general, like before you like take a fight, try and get heals as pocket soldier, because that's the advantage that you get by playing close to your combo is that you get those heals. Your goal is pretty much just gonna be like to support your demo. So what?
Wait, you said pocket or roamer?
I'm talking about pocket soldier. Yeah.
Oh.
So the goal as a pocket soldier is say like if you came to mid, you would be here like kind of helping shoot people so nobody rushes your demo, that kind of stuff. You're gonna kind of do the same thing that the roamer does is say you're going in to like an example would be to push second or something. you could kind of walk in to, like while taking heals from your medic, and like start walking in and pushing people back, like this kind of thing. Like if you're going to go in, that's what you would do. Uh, as Alright, so that's most of what I want to say for Pocket Soldier. Your kind of job is just take heals. It's okay to take a decent amount of damage on Pocket Soldier as long as you're kind of walking forward and making space for your team with it. Um, I'll go Pocket Scout. So just imagine I'm playing Scout right now. Pocket Scout, your goal is to play around your medic and your demo, especially at mids, like kind of deny bombers from killing either one of them. So like say a soldier, like say you're playing on the shack, which is usually where you're gonna be playing, and say your medic is playing like right next to you. Say a soldier like does this to try and land on your medic. Your job is while he's flying in the air to try and kill him. Let's see. The other thing with Pocket Scout, you really kind of are like the babysitter for your medic. You really need to stay next to your medic, protect them all the time. You kind of can escort them around since when medic gets the heal beam on you, they go faster. So like if your medic dies or something, you should go back to spawn and pick them up and bring them back to the fight because they will come faster. And that also means that you get more your Uber builds faster, right? And like the whole game is pretty much based around Uber.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. So that's Scout. Um,
Medic and demo.
demo. Your demo isn't here, but
I'll tell him.
just as a general thing, like the big thing that your demo wants to do is he comes to mid, and his goal is to just shoot a bunch of stickies and deal a lot of damage. Really, like so. If say your demo comes to mid, he would come. I can do. I'll probably switch to demo for this. I think like it's really important that, like because demo is a big part of the team. So like say like for that first half, I watched he came to mid and like jumped into them as demo. Like that's more something like a soldier might do. Your demo is going to come to mid and then just spam damage. So like say their team's coming out saw, which is like pretty much what every team does, you're gonna just shoot stickies, try and get as much damage as possible on everybody, and then he's gonna like say like, hey, like I hit the scout for 80, shoot the scout. And then if your demo does a bunch of damage, you know how those positions I told you guys to play, right?
Yeah.
You might have your soldier bomb from those positions and land on the team, and then have your scouts start walking forward, and you walk into them and you kill the enemy team. That's the goal of the mid, of course. So
Okay.
your demo is a big part of every single team fight because stickies do a lot of damage from like every range. So he's just gonna be kind of just shooting stickies and trying to do as much damage with that as possible. Obviously you have pipes, but main goal of demo man is shooting stickies. I mean you have pipes, do the same thing, but
Would you mainly use pipes as a backup in case most of the time?
um a good way to explain using pipes is I'll use pipes for when people get really close to you, when you don't have stickies loaded, or um I don't know. If for some reason you're trying to deny bombers, you can, but I'm not really sure. Like you can do that if you're confident in that.
Okay.
Um but yeah, mainly your demo man's job is just gonna be spamming to get damage on these mids and in every team fight. Um uh
Medic. I
medic
think it's medic.
medic just heals. You're gonna just like so a good let me explain a couple of things I suppose get specific. So obviously medic role is to heal the team, keep everybody buffed, use Uber in team fights. Um so do you know what the heal order is?
Demo next soldier next. No, yeah, demo soldier scouts catch up. Next soldier again.
Yeah, so you would do your demo man, so you beam your demo man to 260, then he does his little jumps or whatever. And then
Yeah.
for then you heal your roamer next because he's not doing the escape plan rollout, right? So you heal that roamer, and then you beam your scouts. If you can heal your roamer again, but you don't want to lose connection to your scouts, and then you heal the soldier who did the escape plan rollout with an arrow, and then you buff him, and then if you can attach your scouts again. But that's kind of the
All right.
gist. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll get a hang of it because like the goal is you want to heal your soldiers as much as possible to get them buffed, but you also want to heal your scouts as much as possible to get them in as fast as you can, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, and it's like necessary that you demo all the way, so he goes to mid and has as much health as possible because you really need to keep that guy alive. So like once you heal all those people and you get to mid, probably the first thing you're gonna do is start taking your demo because once your demo comes to mid, he's gonna be like right here spamming the other demo, and he's probably gonna be getting spammed the most.
Okay.
Typically, I'm not
Yeah.
exactly sure because you're playing against pretty inexperienced teams who they are going to target, but typically demo and medic are the players that are targeted. Obviously, you can't heal yourself, so you're gonna be taking the demo. And
Yeah.
a big thing on medic is so you got to focus hard on healing your teammates and everything, right? So you're
Mhm.
healing your demo at mid. Um, I think one of my biggest tips I can give is um, I'll give two actually. So you run arrows, of course, right?
Yeah.
Um, arrowing is very good, but building Uber is also extremely important. And
Mhm.
arrowing does not build Uber as fast. So please arrow people if you need to save them. Um,
Yeah.
or like they're really low HP and you just really need to get them up to health fast. Arrow them, but don't do it too much because it's better to beam people and build Uber. Okay.
Yeah.
Another thing is when you're especially like beaming people, don't look at who you're healing. Like click on them, of course you have to, and then kind of like keep your eyes peeled for potential people running at you. Say like on this mid, I would say if you're gonna be playing like right here, you want to be watching up here, making sure no soldier lands on you, right?
Yeah.
So you just want to do
Respectful.
your best to avoid damage on medic because you got a small health pool. You matter like the most. You don't want to take damage. All
Yeah.
right. So I think I've defined most of your guys' roles. Um, and I kind of gave you guys a general idea how to play the mid. Um, so I don't know. So like say for a little bit more experienced teams, you have people who kind of at least have somebody who has a decent idea of like the flow of the game and tries to call stuff. So I'm not sure. Have you guys like when you played last time? Who talked the most? Like, what were your comms like?
Oh, it felt
All you
more of
can
like a
recall.
mix. We all talked.
That's
All
good.
you.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh, I just kind of
Um.
called out it when someone's on me, like, oh yeah, there's a scout behind, or scout on me, or soldier on me.
Yeah. For you guys' next scrim, I will be available to like get home, come here and like listen in and stuff. So I'm gonna do that. But we
On like the
should
stream,
say what?
and like what?
I'll be able to like listen in to your next scrim so I can hear everything you guys are saying. Um, I will say like for your next scrim, from what I saw like for a couple of minutes, I would focus on having your combo play together and your flank play together, and kind of communicating in between the flank and the combo, so you guys kind of know what you're doing. So say like you guys come into mid, you want your combo to come saw like yeah, I mean most people are gonna be coming here, and you're gonna have like flank scout here, you can have your roamer up there, and have most of your combo playing like around here, and then you're like just kind of playing as a unit. So say let's talk a little bit more about just mid. So you're dealing damage in mid, goals kill the guys, hold the high ground. That would be my biggest thing on mid is making sure like you don't let them play the high ground for free.
Yeah.
Because especially like having a scout and a soldier on high ground. I mean, I'm sure you guys have played enough scout and soldier to know like when you're a soldier staying in this position and there's like people here, you're gonna do really good because all you have to do is hit splash rockets, right? um, so that's most of what I have to say for playing that. Um, so I've gone over most of general ideas how to play mid. Um, for your next scrim, I would try and play Snake Water if possible. Let's actually, I think I scheduled that one, so I can make sure they do that. So that's mid. When holding second, generally you're gonna have your flank watch lower and your combo watch saw. So I would have like a soldier play here, a demo play around here, and a scout play, like your pocket scout play, around here, or like on this or up here, just somewhere around there. I recommend not really playing here. You can kind of die easier. And then on the flank, oops, I would have my I'd have my flank scout probably play like on this roof, or if you can make this jump, play on this. It's just really nice height that you can see in there and that kind of stuff. A lot of soldiers like to jump from this window.
Cool.
And then you can have your roamer play here. That's more of like a you're holding it. If you're trying to get aggressive, obviously you can walk forward. So like if you're on the flank and your combo is like, hey, let's walk forward. You can start getting like aggressive in the lower.
All right.
So the big thing about like something to explain. So this is gonna be a big like thing for like someone in the combo kind of needs to step up and be the guy who says like, hey, like we should go in, we should get out, that kind of stuff. So like, when I watched that one mid, like you guys went in, you lost your demo man immediately, and I'm pretty sure you lost like a soldier, maybe a scout as well. And
Yeah.
so if they have 6 players and you have 3, and especially if one of them's your medic, all right, so you're taking a 3v6, you're gonna lose it, right? Like you're not gonna win a 3v6.
Most
So
likely.
you're like the smart thing to do would probably be like, hey, we should back up, right? Because you'd rather have those 3 players on second and keep building your Uber with your medic, right?
Yeah.
So that's a good example of, hey, like we need to back up. Let's get to second. So I would recommend, you guys can kind of try and figure it out. Maybe someone can try and step up in the comms. We'll just have to see. But stuff like that. So say when you go to a mid, you get in. Your demo, I don't know, hits a soldier for 80 or something, and you just keep taking damage. Oh, they lost a soldier. Hey guys, we should walk forward and try and get some picks on them because now they're down a player. Like that would be a good call. And then say you guys go in, and then your demo gets too aggressive or something. Now your demo's dead, and then another scout dies, and you have some like you had your medic and 2 scout. I mean 1 scout and like a soldier back here now, and now it's 4 to 5, and it's like oh no, they start taking the high ground or something. So you can say, hey guys, let's get out a second, and then that kind of stuff. So that's just kind of a general idea. It's definitely very difficult for me to try and explain like huge basic concepts like this, but I'm trying my best.
Thank
Um,
you.
let's see. Uh, so here's another example. I'll list off like what like advantages are. So when you want to push or when you want to back out, the goal is going to be based off, do they have like a big advantage that we need to like we don't want to fight, or I guess I'll say disadvantages and advantages. So if you have a big disadvantage, like you are
Yeah.
down 2 players, that is a big disadvantage, right?
Yeah.
So if you're down 2 players and they have like, so it's 4 to 6, you really probably don't want to take that fight, so you might back up to your next point. If they have and then like, so player advantage is a very clear one. You can look at like, see how like demos at the top of the screen. You can always check the player advantage by saying like, oh, like seeing who's grayed out or whatever, and saying like, oh, they have this many players, we have this many players. That's our player advantage right now. The other advantage, the big advantage is Uber. So if like, oh, we just killed their medic recently, um, and our medic's been alive for a while, we have 100% Uber. Now you have Uber advantage, and the good thing about that is, you can walk in and be invincible for 8 seconds, and they can't. So that's a fight that you want to take. Um, so Uber advantage is a big one. You don't necessarily need to give up a point based on Uber advantage, but just kind of try and play around that. When I watch your next demo, I can give you more specific situations about that. So that's Uber advantage. And then like the third advantage, like these are the 3 big ones I would think of, is probably positioning. So say you go to mid and like say like last time, like your first mid, it's your first mid ever, not a big deal. You guys roll out slow. Don't know the Ross very well, it's fine. But say you guys get to mid and they had a soldier here and like a scout up here, and you guys are all on the low ground, like where those stickies are, right?
Yeah.
You're not really gonna be able to win this because the soldiers are spamming you guys, and they have scouts on the higher ground. It's just like you really can't do much. So you're probably just gonna kind of have to back it up and wait to take a fight on the second point, because now you can have a demo lock down these chokes, and they kind of have to come into you, it's going to be a bit better of a fight for you because they kind of have to break through instead of you walking into the enemy team who has height advantage, which is just quite good.
Yeah.
All right, so that is most of what I have to say about that. I think that defines most of what you guys need to know. So like when you go in your next scrim, I would focus on uh like looking at the advantages, try to keep track of them as well, like keeping track of when their med dies, when your med didn't die. That's big on the medic. So like um it's gonna take a while. Like just try your best. Tip tap, right? You're the medic.
Yeah.
So try and keep tabs on like, hey, when did I die? When did their medic die? To try and see like, oh, are
Okay.
we gonna have
Okay.
Uber or are they not? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
A good, very simple way to do it is say you die, and you come back up, check your
Okay.
Uber and say like, oh, I'm healing and I'm at 40%. And if you can look at the top left, and whenever their medic comes up, it's like, hey guys, we have a 40% Uber advantage, right? Um,
Okay. Yeah.
that's a good way to do it. So you can kind of get an idea for how long 40 seconds is. It's gonna take a little bit, but just keep that as a thought. Um, so that's Uber advantage. Live advantage. So just next time you go into the scrim, try and look at the top of the screen. See, hey, we have this many players down. Let's get out. Hey, they have this many players down. Let's go aggressive. And try and obviously you can see the players on your screen, and like if they have good like height, say, hey guys, we should get in, or hey guys, we should contest this so they don't get it for free, like the high ground, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
All right. So in general, yeah, I want you guys to focus on the advantages. I want you guys to focus on having your combo play together and your flank play together, and then that's mainly it. Just try and communicate all of those things to each other as well. That's all of that's going to be pretty challenging. So that should be plenty enough for you guys to work on the next scrim. Is just having your four combo members play together and your flank members play together. Um, but yeah, that should be it for now. I gotta go soon, but thank
All
you
right.
guys for showing up.
Alright.
I hope this helped.
Thank you for
And
showing us.
Yeah.
in the scrim tomorrow, 8:30. If you guys wanna, I'm not sure if you guys are showing up again early again tomorrow, but I can in between rounds and stuff, and in between the games, I can definitely give you guys a lot of advice on what to do and whatnot. But uh, thank
All
you
right.
guys. I'll see you
Yeah.
guys.
All right. See ya.
You too.
All right.